You see, there is a rhythm to life, a law greater than opinion, greater than circumstance, greater than fear. It is the divine law. It governs as surely as gravity, as surely as the sun rises. And when you align yourself with it, when you dare to live in obedience to it, life pays you in ways you cannot calculate, in ways you cannot resist. Divine law is not about begging for scraps or hoping luck will land in your lap. It is about knowing the invisible order of the universe and deciding to participate in it fully. It is about standing up and declaring, I am not limited by man's economy. I am in the circulation of divine wealth, and it must flow to me now. When you stand in that truth, your words do not just echo. They create, they carve out substance. They call money into form, and they set miracles in motion. To receive $1,000 every hour is not wild fantasy. It is simply the outworking of divine law when you dare to affirm abundance without hesitation. Think of it. Money is not paper. It is energy. It is obedience to the spoken word. It responds to command, not complaint. And the one who dares to command, who dares to say, every hour wealth flows to me, every hour increase is mine, will watch the impossible bow down and become their reality. But you cannot whisper it with doubt in your throat. You cannot speak and then undo your own decree with fear. No, your word must be law. You must feel the 1,000 already in your hand, see it already in your account, breathe it as if it already belongs to you, because it does. The divine has already written increase into your destiny. It is not asking you to crawl, it is asking you to rise. The world tells you to earn little by little, to grind, to strive, to stress. But divine law says, rest in me, declare my abundance, and watch how fast I provide. The river of wealth does not trickle, it rushes. The only question is, will you step into it? Will you decree, every hour I receive 1,000 and hold steady until the law delivers, because it will deliver. It has no choice. So, speak it with authority, speak it with fire. The universe bends to a voice that refuses to be silenced. Apply divine law, and you will not just make money, you will command it, you will live in overflow, you will see 1,000 every hour. Not as hope, but as the natural outcome of daring to use the greatest law ever written. The spoken word in alignment with divine truth. Divine law responds to the spoken word, and when you boldly affirm abundance, money must obey and flow into your life. There is a power that has been entrusted to humanity, a power that has the authority to build worlds, to tear down barriers, to summon what appears invisible into the visible. That power is the word. Not idle chatter, not careless speaking, but the deliberate and focused word that is spoken with conviction, expectation, and unwavering faith. Every word carries weight, every declaration carries energy, and divine law listens to that energy and responds without hesitation. When you declare lack, lack multiplies. When you speak fear, fear grows strong. But when you dare to speak abundance as though it is already yours, when you declare wealth as if it has already landed in your hands, the universe must rearrange itself to bring your words into manifestation. This is not about superstition or wishful thinking. It is about spiritual mechanics, about understanding that creation is always voice activated. But everything you now see was once spoken into existence, and nothing comes into being until it is first declared. Money, too, follows the same principle. It does not appear simply because of your labor or your striving or your endless worry. It appears because you have aligned yourself with the law of abundance and dared to speak it boldly. To say, wealth flows to me now, is to set a command into the atmosphere. To affirm, I am a magnet for riches, is to release a law that cannot be reversed. And when you take that word and hold fast to it with no wavering, then money must obey. It has no will of its own. It only follows command. Think of it as a servant waiting for instruction. If you say, I never have enough, it will bring you more evidence of never having enough. But if you say, I always have more than enough, money flows to me in overflowing measure, that same servant runs out into the world and gathers opportunities, ideas, unexpected blessings, and direct provision to prove your declaration true. Divine law is exact, precise, and impartial. It does not decide who is worthy or unworthy. It only echoes back what it has been told. So if your words are filled with doubt, delay, and defeat, then the law delivers accordingly. But if your words are filled with certainty, conviction, and abundance, then the law cannot help but bring wealth directly to your life. Boldness is the key. It is not enough to whisper and hope, not enough to quietly wish that perhaps things might turn in your favor. You must speak as one who knows. You must declare abundance as if it already rests in your possession. You must affirm wealth with the confidence of someone who already holds it in their hands. That is what it means to boldly affirm. It is not arrogance. It is faith in action. It is aligning yourself so fully with divine law that there is no room for doubt. It is the refusal to let circumstances dictate your speech. Your bank account may look empty, but your mouth declares it full. Your wallet may feel light, but your voice calls it heavy with increase. The law hears the voice, not the circumstance, and it always obeys the voice that speaks with authority. Money itself has no choice in the matter. It is not stubborn. It is not selective. It is not bound to some hidden system that keeps you away from it. Money is energy, and energy responds to the greater force of declaration. When you say, I am abundant, money flows to me effortlessly. I am surrounded by wealth. You have set a spiritual law in motion. The obedience of money to this law is not a possibility. It is a certainty. It will manifest because the law guarantees it. To boldly affirm abundance is to stand as co-creator with the divine, to understand that your words are not merely sounds, but commands written into the structure of reality. Speak poverty, and poverty comes. Speak abundance, and abundance rushes in. The law does not resist. It does not delay when spoken with faith. It simply responds immediately, accurately, and generously. Wealth is energy, not limitation. And by declaring, I receive 1,000 every hour, you align with the infinite supply already destined for you. Everything in existence is vibration, every object, every thought, every desire. But money itself is not dead paper or metal, but concentrated energy, a symbol of flow, circulation, and expansion. Those who see money only as something scarce, something to be chased, always remain in the vibration of lack, because their focus is chained to limitation. But when you understand that wealth is an energy field available to anyone who dares to enter it, you begin to shift your entire reality. You no longer see money as something distant or reserved for others. You see it as the natural outworking of divine order, and you position yourself to receive it in overflowing measure. The declaration, I receive 1,000 every hour, is not a fantasy, but a frequency. Words are energy carriers, and when spoken with conviction, they shape the unseen currents around you. Every time you say those words, you tune your inner being to a channel of wealth that already exists in the infinite supply of spirit. Just as a radio station is always broadcasting, whether you turn the dial or not, the abundance of God is always flowing, whether you recognize it or not. When you speak your declaration boldly, you turn your dial to that station and let the broadcast of wealth pour into your life without resistance. So many people live as if wealth is rationed, as if it belongs only to the fortunate, the talented, or the chosen few. That illusion is the reason they stay bound to struggle. But divine law knows no favorites. The same energy that created the galaxies is the same energy that flows as money, and it is destined for you as much as for anyone else. Your role is not to beg for it, not to chase after it with fear, but to claim it as your divine inheritance by declaring, I receive 1,000 every hour. You are not asking for permission. You are affirming alignment with what has always been yours in spirit. To live in wealth, you must embody it long before it shows up in your hands. You must walk as one who already carries it, speak as one who already possesses it, and think as one who cannot be denied. Energy responds to certainty, not desperation. When you speak your affirmation with confidence, you are not just repeating words, you are shifting your entire frequency into harmony with abundance. You are stepping into the flow of infinite supply, and once you are there, wealth cannot help but attach itself to you. Think of money as a river. It does not stop flowing. It moves endlessly, seeking outlets, channels, and vessels through which to pass. When you stand at the riverbank saying, I receive 1,000 every hour, you are opening yourself as a channel. You are saying, I am available for circulation. I am available for flow. And the river responds. It begins to rush toward you, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. That alignment is the secret. Not striving, not worrying, but aligning. And the infinite supply has no ceiling, no shortage, no barrier. The only limits are the ones created in the mind by doubt, fear, and disbelief. The moment you break those limits with the spoken word, the floodgates open. Your declaration becomes the key that unlocks the treasure house. Wealth begins to appear in unexpected places, through opportunities, through ideas, through channels you could not have predicted. The law is impartial. It simply follows the frequency you broadcast. If your frequency is scarcity, then scarcity answers. And if your frequency is 1,000 every hour, then abundance answers. Every affirmation is a seed. When you say, I receive 1,000 every hour, you are planting a seed in the soil of divine law. That soil is rich, fertile, and incapable of failure. If you keep watering it with faith and expectation, it must sprout, it must take form. The harvest is guaranteed not because of chance, but because of law. Wealth is energy, and energy cannot be destroyed, only redirected. By declaring your alignment with infinite supply, you are redirecting that energy into your life in tangible form. And when you stand in this truth consistently, you will discover that money is not something you chase, but something that chases you every hour without end. When you dare to see wealth as energy and divine law as the governing principle of your life, lack no longer has a place in your reality. The moment you boldly declare, I receive 1,000 every hour, you are not speaking into emptiness. You are commanding the invisible to take form. The universe hears, the law responds, and the flow of abundance cannot resist you. This is not about chance, not about luck, but about alignment with a law that is eternal and unbreakable. Your words are not idle sounds. They are decrees that shape your destiny. By affirming your wealth, by standing unwavering in the truth of infinite supply, you step into the rhythm of circulation that was written for you since the beginning. Divine law never fails, and those who align with it never walk in scarcity. Wealth becomes natural, inevitable, constant. Every hour, every day, without interruption,